Welcome back and thank you for staying on All Angles. Now, frustrated unemployed teachers descend on the National Department of Education's offices today. The teachers have all finished their studies and have been looking for work without success. Some protesters marched under the auspices of the Unemployed Educators Movement of South Africa. Let's go to our reporter Heidi Giokos, who is following that protest, and she joins us now live. It's quite funny, Heidi, because a lot of experts and organizations who've been doing research say South Africa is running out of teachers because many of them will be retiring in a few years' time. And today we're finding teachers who are saying they just aren't finding employment.
Yes, I think it's a very worrying picture, Maseko, given the fact that you had a number of teachers standing outside the Department of Basic Education here in Pretoria demanding for the Minister, Angie Motshekga, to come out and address them. They were also supported by Build One South Africa, led by Mmusi Maimane, indicating that they need to understand why the department is not hiring qualified teachers and educators. According to some teachers that we got a chance to speak to, they are saying that it seems as though the new scheme and the new model that is being adopted by the department is to have EAs, which is education assistants, and apparently, according to these educators that are qualified and unemployed, this is a cheaper way to get educators into the classroom, but they are not necessarily qualified. So, of course, they've handed over a memorandum and they've asked for the Minister to respond. An official from the department came out to accept the memorandum, and according to him, Maseko, he says that this matter has been addressed. They're in constant communication with qualified teachers who are in need of posts, and they will be dealing with the matter hopefully by the end of this year, which is probably unlikely, but they might be able to deal with it by next year. But it is a sad reality that many teachers face. They want to be placed in various schools to teach, and they are saying that they are just not given an opportunity to do so. Another worrying trend is the fact that many of these educators told us that one educator will have to deal with a class of over 80 when ordinarily you would have 3 teachers dealing with a class of 20 each, or over 40, and that's not really happening. So hopefully something is done about this, but of course the crowd has dispersed. The weather isn't very welcoming here in Pretoria, but the memorandum has been handed over.
And just very quickly, Heidi, I know that you were also with Build One South Africa leader Mmusi Maimane at that particular process. He's been quite vocal even on social media, calling for the resignation or the firing of the Education Minister Angie Motshekga. But you asked him about other matters that are big on the South African agenda now in terms of headlines and news, and that is of course Cyril Ramaphosa. What did he say?
Yes, he basically said the president should step aside, Maseko. He says, according to that report that has been released, he says that the president definitely does have a case to answer for. And he says until that process is finalized, whether it's taken on review or not, according to Mmusi Maimane, he believes the president should step aside to allow for those processes to unfold and for there to be a decision that's finally made. He's also alluded to the fact that this seems to be more of an ANC problem than a country problem. He says politics are definitely at play here, and he says perhaps the handling of the handling of this matter by the ANC is a questionable one. But he basically did say that the president should step aside until the matter is clarified and finalized.
Right, Heidi Giokos live for us in Pretoria. Let's leave it there for now.